Lies, betrayal, scandal. This is the sad reality for many on Woozworld.
But for iCaramba, things got a lot worse.
This is Woozcast, investigating the disappearance of iCaramba. I'm Rubinella, lead detective.
And I'm PennyShortsocks, assisting the case. Welcome to episode 2.
To give everyone a refresher of what happened in the last episode, we discussed motives, we discussed possible Woozans who may have committed a crime towards iCaramba to cause her disappearance. We have ruled out the shark theory, which I'm still quite upset about, and we have come to the conclusion that we cannot continue this investigation without a proper criminal justice lawyer on our side.
And so we're bringing in a professional.
A true professional, someone who knows the Woozworld law better than anyone I've ever met. Should we bring her in?
I think we should.
All right. So we are now joined by our criminal justice expert here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Thank you so much for inviting me here. My name is Svgarpill. That's sugar, but with the V instead of a U. You know, when it comes to Woo's law, I think that I'm pretty, equipped when it comes to these matters, like people like bullying others, quote unquote. I've seen it. So I've seen a lot of things.
Would you say you've been in the Woozworld courts quite a lot?
Yeah. I mean, everything, gets taken to court. Like I said, trash talk someone's weed straight to court. The name of someone's pet, like their besties, straight to court. Everything gets taken to court.
I see. So we have a couple of questions about the legality of our case, because obviously we don't want to, get Woz sued or anything that we do. And I think our main question is, if we were to blame someone on this Woozcast for iCaramba's disappearance, could we get sued for defamation of character?
I mean, technically, yes. But I mean, okay, so here's the thing with Woozworld justice system, okay? It's not exactly airtight. So that said, if you're going to accuse someone of murder, just sprinkle in the word allegedly, like every few sentences, like...
That makes sense.
So as long as we say, allegedly this Woozan may or may not have thrown iCaramba into the sea and fed her to a shark, as long as we say the word allegedly, we're fine.
Yep. The word allegedly is basically just like a legal, force field.
Got you. Amazing. We might need to get you in to help us interview some people today.
Okay, alright. So just one question then. Do you want me to play bad cop, good cop?
Both. But I think heavy on the bad cop.
I can do both. I can 100% do both. Like I said, this wouldn't be my first rodeo.
Of course, yes, of course. Can you give us an example of what methods you might use?
I feel like a lot of people are heavily attached to their besties. I might threaten to accidentally have the groomer, I don't know, take a few snips too short, snip.
Just to really make this airtight, allegedly you would do this.
Allegedly.
Do what? Yeah. But whatever you feel is right in your expert opinion, I think.
But, I've been in this field for a long time, so I'm 100% confident that I can get them to cooperate.
Ari, anything else you'd want to ask our criminal justice expert before we start getting into the interviews?
Allegedly, if you had to allegedly forcefully get someone to allegedly admit to allegedly getting rid of iCaramba allegedly, would you allegedly use coercive, forceful methods to allegedly do such a thing?
Allegedly, perhaps. It really depends on how cooperative they are.
We're glad to have you on board. Shall we call you Gabby? Shall we call you Lawyer Svgarpill? What would you
You can call me Gabby. Yeah.
Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through some evidence that we've collected since our first episode, and we might get you back in to do the interview. Hey, we'll keep in touch.
That sounds great. Perfect. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
So, Ari, can you tell our listeners where we are right now?
So, Ruby, we are in Club Laser right now, about to perhaps interview a few Woozans.
Yes, well, we've been here for quite a while and it seems no one wants to talk to us.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we've been asking anyone have any information about iCaramba's disappearance, and it seems no one knows anything.
Very suspicious.
Maybe no one wants to tell us anything.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, wait. I got a PC. I've got a PC from Valerie62. Valerie says, I would love to be interviewed.
Oh.
Right. I mean, we can get Gabby in. We can get Gabby in to do this one.
Wonderful.
I've got a good feeling about this. I mean, nothing has ever gone wrong in Club Later.
Yeah.
So true. Right, let's get Gabby in. So we've got our first suspect in for this episode for questioning. This is Valerie62, otherwise known as Val. She will be interviewed by our criminal justice lawyer, Svgarpill. Svgarpill, over to you.
Thank you so much. Hi, Val. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So all we're just going to do is ask you a few questions, nothing too intense. You've been a player in Woozworld for how long exactly?
I've been on Woozworld since 2012.
Oh, wow. That's a long time to be playing. And so how would you say your experience in the game has been overall?
I think I had some highs and I had some lows,
Oh, so lows, huh? So like you've ever gotten have people ever gotten you mad? Have you maybe thought about, oh, I want to kill this person so bad or anything?
So I wouldn't go yes, I've gotten upset at people, but I've never had the intent to kill,
But you've thought about it at least once.
I wouldn't.
Maybe
I wouldn't do that.
Maybe this person, I don't know, messed you up on what's your favorite game? Cue ball or something? You could have been like, oh,
yes.
So you have experienced some rage before.
Okay, I see now. Okay. No, I wouldn't say I had rage.
Your answer kind of hinted at something different, Val. I'm not quite believing that, Val. I think I want you to think a little bit harder, Val. Think about it.
Okay. Well, if I really think about it, I would say things did get heated during cue ball. I wouldn't say I get to the point where I'm very aggressive, very angry with intent to kill. I wouldn't say that. I mean, as I've said before, I've never had the intent to kill, and I stand by that.
So over the course of how long? 5 years ago, you've never once felt like, oh, I want this person to disappear.
No.
No? Val, I need you to think about it real hard, okay? Do you understand me?
But at the end of the day, I'm not a killer. I haven't killed.
So, Val, then, you're telling me not once in your entire Woozworld career, then, you've never actually, planned to get rid of somebody? I don't know, say, iCaramba?
Oh,
well,
I don't know who iCaramba is.
So Val, to clarify, you agreed to have an interview with us. However, you do not know who iCaramba is.
As I've said before, I have no idea.
Tired of coffee that tastes like disappointment? Meet Yeti Bucks, the coffee that fuels your wildest adventures. Whether you're finishing a quest or building a unit, sustainably sourced, ridiculously smooth, and delivered straight to your door. Say goodbye to boring brews and hello to your new favorite cup. Yeti Bucks, unleash the brew beast in you.
Well, that was eventful.
That was intense. I think we can agree not to let Gabby interview anyone else.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, I think Val may press some charges against her, but that's not our area of expertise.
Yeah.
Thankfully, after that interview, we actually had someone come forwards and say that they had some information for us.
Oh, who was that?
That will be GenericUser. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is GenericUser, probably known as the Alien Dude. I have a podcast myself on here called Generic Podcast.
The podcast is exactly why we decided to bring you in. We feel like you've got an insight on what Woozens think and what animators think. So we're going to ask you a couple of questions about former animator. What was your relationship like with iCaramba?
She was quite new when I started going to her events and stuff. I think, yeah, I was there when they had announced iCaramba. She was quite shy. She was very to herself, and I think she was kind of just shadowing yada yada. As for my relationship with iCaramba, we spoke a few times. She's quite lovely. Other than that, I don't really know.
So would you say you liked her?
Yeah, I would have liked her. Yeah, she was a good host. No idea where she's gone.
Well, our next question for you is, did you notice anyone or do you know anyone who harbored any resentment towards her?
I don't know specifically, but I did come across her profile as of recently. Just mentioned in her profile, it says, still not mod 131.
Yes, I did see that.
Now, I'm thinking, is mod 131 has something to do with this? Was she impersonating mod 131? Could this be related to her disappearance? Very strange and vague to put something in your bio like that, you know?
I agree. And we can clearly see that mod 131 has been active recently because she has the very sought after glow stick ears that only launched maybe last week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, I've noticed that, yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting. My next question for you is, do you think she's dead?
I feel like that would be very dramatic and drastic. I don't believe it till I see it, you know? This is just a speculation. I don't think she's dead. She's probably just disappeared into obscurity, or, you know, maybe she just didn't want to be in the face of Woozworld anymore.
But it was very sudden, no? Active 1 week, gone the next.
That's very alarming, though. Yeah.
Well, Plush is allegedly still active.
Oh, he is. I met him like 4 months ago.
Well, he hasn't replied to any of our messages yet, which kind of puts him high on our suspect list. Do you think he could have had anything to do with it?
Well, who knows?
Have you had experience in being irritated by someone?
I think everybody has had experience of being irritated by someone.
Interesting answer. Thank you.
And would you
I didn't do it.
So you say he's got experience in being irritated by people, and he did say that it's possible that Plush may have got irritated. Connections.
Maybe she upstaged him.
Have you heard the theory that iCaramba is the secret love child of Max Woos and Maya Woos?
Max Woos and Maya Woos? But I thought Max Woos is married to Jenny.
Yeah, on and off. But I wouldn't hold my breath on his fidelity as a husband.
So, my final question for you is,
Oh dear.
if you could say one last thing to iCaramba, what would it be?
Come back, we miss you. We miss you guacking and rolling everywhere.
Thank you so much for sitting with us today. If anything else comes up, please let us know.
I
Yeah, it
will
was
keep
good
my
to have you.
eyes peeled.
Thank you, good sir.
So Ari, I've had an interesting conversation with a Woozen called BEWITCH recently. I met her in Bub Tea, which, you know, might not be the best place to get a source. However, she had a lot to say about iCaramba.
Oh, what did she say?
I asked her if iCaramba ever did anything to her, directly or indirectly, that angered her. BEWITCH said, not directly. I know that there was an incident back when she was still hosted the runways that she got harassed by some people, so I'm sure she had her enemies.
Who got harassed? iCaramba?
Yeah, she would host runway events and she would get harassed by Woozens afterwards, which I think is something that no one's mentioned yet, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, I can imagine being an animator and kind of having that position of power to choose who wins and who loses would garner you a lot of enemies.
And I also asked BEWITCH, does she know what happened to iCaramba? Now, this might be the biggest piece of information we've had yet. She said, I don't know. I know she quit or became a lot less active. I know she was supposed to make some big comeback a few short years back with Plush, but she was strangely forgotten, and Plush even disappeared soon after her comeback.
Oh, that is a very heavy piece of evidence right there.
Because no one has mentioned this supposed comeback that was meant to happen up until now.
Right? Why has no one said anything about that?
I'd assume it was public knowledge, but clearly someone's hiding something here, whether it's someone we've interviewed or someone that's maybe holding something over everyone.
Definitely. This may run way deeper than we even thought.
We may be uncovering something big here. I think we really need to consider bringing some more people in on this investigation.
Definitely. but who?
I have a few ideas, but I don't think I can talk about them yet. I wouldn't want to put anyone in trouble.
Yeah. We'll see where this goes.
There is one thing we haven't done yet, and now I know it might be a little bit unorthodox, but this is a very unorthodox investigation.
All right, tell me more.
I'm gonna send you a unit, and I'll meet you there.
Okay. Ruby?
Yes, Ari?
Why are we in the Yeti Bucks toilets?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. So, for our listeners at home, we are, in fact, in the Hollywood beachfront Yeti Bucks toilets. You might be wondering, why?
I am wondering why.
I've received an anonymous tip that if you say iCaramba's famous saying, whack and roll, in a mirror 3 times, she will appear.
You're joking.
Ari, this is an investigation like I've never seen before. We need to try everything.
You know what? We can give it a try. We can give it a go. Might work.
Great. Do you want to do it? Should I do it? Should we both do it?
I say we both do it for extra power.
Alright, okay, so, putting our sophisticated recording equipment down. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Whack and roll. Whack and roll. Whack and roll.
Well?
Yeah, she's not here.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, we tried it.
Yeah, I mean, I did feel like a ghostly chill run down my spine just then.
It might have also been the smell, I'm going to be honest with you, of the deliciously good coffee you can get at Yeti Bucks, the sponsor of our podcast. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't think someone I've ever met could leave such a mark on me. But when iCaramba disappeared from Woozworld, it felt like the lights just dimmed. Their animations weren't just pixels on a screen. There were stories, expressions, life. But now, it feels empty. It's like walking into a room where the laughter used to echo, but now it's quiet. We still have Woozworld, yes, but without iCaramba's touch, it's as if something vital is missing. You're out there, iCaramba, and know this. Your events mattered. You mattered. And Woozworld will never quite be the same without you.
So, Ari, I feel like we've spoken to a lot of people, but we haven't nailed down our main theories yet. So, shall we have a discussion about motives?
Indeed we shall.
What springs to mind for you as the first motive or the first option?
So, honestly, I do think that there is a heavy chance that she willingly left. Maybe it was because she was feeling underappreciated by Woozworld. Maybe she felt unaccepted or excluded, or maybe she felt like she was bullied out. But I'm starting to think more and more that it may have been a conscious choice, honestly.
That's interesting, because from everything people have said so far, we don't really have a clear picture of what exactly happened. You know, we don't have an exact date, we don't have an exact time. However, you know, as you said, it is possible. It is possible she decided on her own terms.
Yeah, very much so.
However, we also can't rule out, you know, foul play. We can't rule out the fact that, you know, I'm not saying who, but someone could have allegedly maybe pushed her to leave in a not so nice way.
Very, very possible.
And we have had some fingers pointed by Woozens at other Woozens and animators, so whether there's any truth in that, I think it'll just be a matter of time.
Very true.
Any other motive you could think of?
Do you think jealousy would have been a motive?
Maybe someone was jealous of her and got rid of her, or maybe she saw how well other people were doing and then out of jealousy she decided to leave. You know, it's very vague, isn't it?
The thing is, it is, but she never struck me as someone to be jealous or very envious of like her coworkers or anything. Like she always struck me as someone very optimistic and positive.
You were right about that, actually, yeah. And I actually, funnily enough, I went through the Wooz News the other day and I found the date of the last post she posted. Whether that's the last day she was active, that's unknown. However, the last post on the Wooz News that she posted was the 14th of June 2022. I don't know how much that says about her disappearance, but it was a Star of the Week post. And I feel like had she planned to leave, she may have written something a little bit more important.
True, it was very abrupt. No goodbye. Nothing felt very final about that final post.
I agree. I also I'm surprised we didn't follow this lead quite as quickly as we should have. But I remembered something the other day, and I was thinking, I was like, ooh, who knows everything about everyone?
Who's that?
And there's only one answer. Can you guess?
Everything about everyone. One person comes to mind.
Someone who's always watching. Would you like to name the person?
Yeah, I think Woozworld.
Correct. I sent a message to Woozworld, which I will, for our listeners at home, you can see on the video, asking for information on anything that he might know about the disappearance of iCaramba. At the time of recording, we have not had a reply from him or Plush. Whether they are actively keeping this secret or whether they just don't know, I don't think we'll know until we get a reply. But will we ever get a reply? Only time will tell.
Till this day, I'm in disbelief. It rattles me to my core. Goosebumps prickle my skin just by the thought of it. She's gone. She's really gone. In reminiscence of our beloved animator, who ceased in existence, I was prompted to scour my albums. The pictures I took, of course, were just full of beautiful memories, not knowing today they could be used as evidence of iCaramba's last footprints. iCaramba visited and played my games, telling me how much she liked them. Perhaps I took her kind words for granted, as the date July the 20th, 2022 was her last stop at one of my games, and it was the last I'd seen her in all of Woozworld. Which brings me to my question. Did she leave us, or was she taken from us?
So Ari, I don't know if you remember from episode 1, but we had JailenSlays and Bree say that we should maybe look at Nikki, Math, and Cameryn.
I do remember this.
Well, I reached out to both of these people to see what they had to say about this. And I've got a statement to read out from Cameryn, first of all.
Okay.
It goes, "It seems that my own sisterhood have framed me, and I'm not one to cave under pressure, but I fear it's time to speak the truth. The last time I saw iCaramba was at a pride party in my units. Caramba was having a blast, and then in the next blink, she was bald. Now, I'm not one to throw an accusation, but we all know a certain Woozin has a thing for wigs. I'm not saying who. It might just be Jailen or Bree. But I'm not saying anything."
Okay.
Cameryn has also attached some evidence that I will send to you right now.
Ooh, whoa.
Yeah. Would you like to explain the first picture to our audience?
Okay. Well, to be honest, Ruby, I'm not too sure what I'm looking at. Somebody's bald.
That is iCaramba. Bald.
Don't recognize her without the blue wig.
I know, right?
Why is she bald?
There's only one person who can answer that, and I think that is iCaramba.
So true.
This is the second piece of evidence we had sent to us.
Yeah, let's see.
This is JailenSlays admitting
I'm the real goon.
that he is the real goon.
Okay. Cameryn and Jailen.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this means,
This is interesting.
but I also have a statement from Nikki Math to read
Alright, go on.
via her friend Silvera. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that username incorrectly. Nikki said, "She only met iCaramba a couple of times. She doesn't know iCaramba like she knows Sir Willow and Yada." And Silvera added on saying, "I don't think she knows much about iCaramba. She went off like as iCaramba started."
Okay, interesting. There's a lot of there's a bit of a crossfire between Bree, Jailen, and Cameryn, is it?
Yes, there is.
Interesting.
That is something we definitely need to consider.
Yeah, I mean, not to throw in any accusations, this is all speculation, but sometimes when crimes are committed in a group, they just can't hold on to the friendship. It just starts to all crumble and they begin to turn on each other.
Which it's a really hard thing to watch, actually. seeing this on our side.
Indeed.
But you know, Ari, with all of the evidence we've gotten today, do you know what I've realised?
Tell me.
I've realised we are no closer to solving this mystery.
Stop. We have to be. We've come so far.
We've interviewed Woozens, we've spoken to a criminal justice lawyer, and we're doing everything right, but I think someone is hiding something from us here.
I think a lot of people are hiding things from us. I think this conspiracy is deeper than we can even fathom.
I completely agree, and I'm quite worried where this might take us.
Me too. But I'm curious and I'm interested all the same, so we'll see where this goes, no?
We will, and we'll see that in the next episode. Episode 3 will be our third and final episode on the disappearance of iCaramba. And we will uncover the truth, no matter what.